everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to What I Wish For. I am going to show you guys today in this video the difference between an oracle card reading and a tarot card reading. And I am going to do it in a 3-card spread, which is a beginner's spread, which is super easy, super it's not intimidating to get started with. At least for me, it wasn't. So I'm going to show you guys using the Wisdom of the Oracle cards by Colette Baron-Reid. This is my favorite beginner oracle deck. This was the first deck that I got, and I love it. And then I'm going to show the difference using the Fairy Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. I pronounced his name wrong on my last video, so sorry guys. So I am going to do a 3-card spread with each one and compare the 2 readings to show you the difference between the 2. I've seen a lot of people use both, do tarot cards and oracle cards together, but I'm just going to show you today the difference between the 2. And I'm going to get started by shuffling my cards. I'm going to start with the Wisdom of the Oracle card deck. Usually what I do is to clear my cards, I put them over my heart and say a little prayer for God to give me the best reading possible and just to use me to give the messages. So I'm going to get started by shuffling, and there's no right or wrong way to shuffle. However you do it is right for you. These cards are a little bit bigger, so I usually shuffle them long ways, and whenever jumpers come out, those are my cards that I know I'm meant to read. So I'm gonna get started. I feel like the oracle cards, the one thing that why I've been drawn to them, I feel like they're messages of love through spirit. I feel like they give you advice, but gentle. And oh my gosh, 3 cards just popped out. So I'm going to read them to you guys. And I use the book. I've been using the book. As I see these cards and I'm getting to know them, I'm starting to feel a little more intuitive and more connected to them. But I said it on my videos. I watch Teresa the Long Island Medium do an oracle card reading every day, and she uses the book. So that was permission for me to use the book and to get more comfortable with doing these readings. So the first card that I got is Breathe, and it is upside down, and it's card number 29, and the middle card is the Fates, number 17, and then Mending is the last one, and that's number 52. And the first one is Where I Have Been. The middle one is Where You Are Now, and the third card is what direction that you're heading in. So I'm going to read Breathe, and actually Breathe that's upside down is a sign to me that, it's okay to take a deep breath. And I forget to do that a lot. And I know a lot of people forget just to breathe and be present and try and be where you are. And it's a practice. So I know we're all practicing with that. Okay, so the meaning, it has in it the essential meaning, the oracle's message, a relationship message, and a prosperity message, and then it has a protection message. Because this card is upside down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the essential meaning, which says patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, trust. So that is all the things you need to do when you're breathing. And the protection message says inertia, laziness, apathy are signs not of slowing down, but decay and lifelessness. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside for some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of its life is ensouled and magical. Get some exercise. Move out of your head and into your body. Breathe deeply. Every breath is precious. So for anybody, I know even for me, right now we're in this pandemic and it is so hard for me anyway to force myself to do stuff. I am definitely motivated when I am near other people. I am an extrovert. So this time right now has been a depressing time for me, and I am just moving out of that now. So hopefully for anybody who is having a hard time, that you're able just to get up and force yourself to go outside, just walk, just move, just pick one thing a day that you can accomplish that makes you feel good about yourself. Okay, 17, the fates. This looks to me like this girl, the stars are coming, destiny is arriving, and that like everything's going to be okay. I think that's the one thing that most of us are looking for is, am I going to be okay? And I feel like these cards and giving these readings to people is a way to let them know that they are where they're supposed to be. This says fate, karma, acceptance, that there are things you cannot change, and knowing what those things are. The Oracle's message, the Serenity Prayer, sums up the meaning of this card. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are things in your life that you will never have control over. The conditions brought on by the evolution of the collective, by nature, and by your past experiences may be fated, preordained by spirit for the greater purpose you cannot understand in this lifetime. It may not be in your cards to understand why certain events occurred, but you can accept the mystery and the work of what those events and your current circumstances have to teach you. This is the wisdom contained in the Serenity Prayer. For the relationship message, it says, other people are who they are. You cannot change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and try not to make them otherwise to suit you. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold the people to fit your view and how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship to avoid discomfort. What if who they are and whatever they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Love unconditionally, for each of us is on our own journey and we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. Your experiences, this is for prosperity. Your experiences concerning prosperity and abundance are beyond your personal control right now. You are being invited to accept what is unreservedly. This could be a temporary situation seeming thus upon you by outside forces, but there is an underlying purpose you can't see that has been determined by the fates. It could be the situation that you are unprepared for, that you may not understand how it'll benefit you in the moment. Do not fight the situation. Ride it out and see where it leads. Surrender to it, and the serenity that you need to make good choices here on out will be given to you. You will indeed flourish. So what this card is saying is that maybe a relationship that you were in, that it is time to move on, or that you need to move on, and that it was destined. It was a relationship that you needed to be in to learn certain things about yourself, and these lessons, you know, keep repeating until you learn them. And also about sometimes things are just out of our control, and things are only temporary. So what this is saying to me is that, you know, sometimes it is just time to move on, and not knowing what's on the other side is really scary. But everything that is meant for you and to you will come to you. And this last card is mending, and it mending to me, and it's card number 52, is healing. That you are healing from whatever relationship has ended or needs to end, or that you've just gotten yourself out of because the person wasn't who you thought they could be or who you needed them to be, and that you're healing from this. And everything that you're healing from, it takes time, and it happens in stages. Okay, it says forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Each time you are hurt, allow the hurt to pass through us with understanding and integration. We accumulate the unwanted burden. This keeps us chained to the very things we need to heal: the pain, the memories, the echoes of resentments, and the arguments that we have rehearsed over and over. Now is the time for mending rifts, healing wounds, and letting go of the old hurts to reclaim your power. Now is the time to forgive, to release, to make peace, to make amends to others, and set yourself free. Relationship. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward. Separate together, and you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of this forgiveness and an honest redness. The prosperity message. Everyone makes mistakes, especially when you want something very badly. You may come to realize that in chasing after a pretty shiny thing, you lost sight of a long-term, sustainable property. Sometimes you make choices that look good at first, but ultimately lead you to loss or failure. It is time to forgive yourself and others. Don't blame anyone else. You get to start over, wiser and more mature. The journey to true abundance may be bumpy. Make amends to anyone you may have hurt along the way, especially yourself. Forgive those who may have taken advantage of you. Let go and learn from this. You are now that much closer to achieving the kind of prosperity that really fulfills you. Nothing is ever lost or wasted when you view it from this perspective. You guys, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this, about the forgiving yourself, and how that takes so much time. And I was in a relationship that I needed to get out of, and I had a girlfriend say to me, and this helped so much. She said, if you are walking on eggshells, you are not with your soul tribe. And what that meant for me was I started to realize the last relationship that I was in, I wasn't myself. I wasn't able to be who God has intended me to be. Although when I was in it, I couldn't see it, but I started to feel it, and it was coming out in my body. And I was getting depressed, and I was getting sick. And ultimately, the decision I had to make was stay in this relationship and not be who I am, or leave and free my soul. And I chose myself. And it was really hard, because after I ended it, and just because I was the person who ended it, it did not mean that it didn't hurt. I loved this person and they loved me back, but it wasn't enough. And as days went on, I thought, I was mad at myself, because I thought if I would have got out of this sooner, that it wouldn't hurt as much, and that I could have stopped the pain sooner, but I wasn't able to. So it was a 3-year-long relationship, and I've been out of it for almost a year, and it has taken me almost a year to heal from this and not be mad at myself for why didn't I do this sooner, because if I did this sooner, I would have felt better faster. So I don't know if that helps anybody, but ending a relationship or getting out of something that isn't good for you is really hard, and it's very brave. So for anybody who is ending a relationship or had to get out of one in order to be well, I say congratulations and great job. And I know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So that is the message from the Oracle. So that's our first message. I'm going to get into, I'm going to do the tarot reading deck with the cards. And this is a 78 card deck. And it has the words on it, which helped me so much because I'm still a beginner. And I need help. So I'm going to shuffle. These are a lot of cards. So because there's 78 cards, the Colette Baron Reed deck was only 52. Because there's so much more, what I've learned how to do is how to shuffle them like top to bottom. But first I'm going to put them over my heart and say a prayer for the most, for God or Spirit or the angels to give us the most accurate, loving message that we can get today. Okay, so I'm going to start shuffling, and I'm going to do another 3-card spread, which, where have you been? Where are you now? And where are we headed? Okay. So for these tarot cards, when I got these, there's not a reversal meaning in this deck, and I don't read the reversals in this deck, just so you know. Being intuitive and listening to yourself and owning your power is something that's taken me until I've been 48 years old. So if you are younger than me and you were able to do this, I say congratulations, and I am so proud of you. And I wish I was able to follow my soul's path sooner, but I'm not going to do that. I'm on my soul's path now, and it's pretty amazing because it's getting me here with all of you. So if you're wondering if you are a healer or a light worker, you are. And these are great to practice on yourself or for your friends. So I have 2 cards already. Oh, here's the 3rd one. Okay. So the cards that came up in the fairy tarot cards, the first one is the Prince of Winter. Then it is the 3 of Winter. And then it is the Moon. So these have, in this deck, it's like spring, summer, autumn, and winter. And I wrote down, I went through and did the, I wish I had my paper with me. I'm sorry, I don't. But I wrote down what signs are associated, what it means. But this says intellect, determined, focused, impulsive. Set out an intellectual solution to your problem, the need to act quickly and decisively, sudden or unexpected changes. So I'm going to read to you out of the book what the Prince of Winter means. That says a lot of, it says a lot, that seek out an action plan to your problem, the need to act quickly and decisively, so to get moving. And honestly, that's what it said in the Oracle card. It was like, go outside, take a walk, move. And okay, so I'm going to read to you guys what winter means, just to give you a brief. The suit of winter. Most of us think of winter being the coldest time of the year, and this is the suit of the mind and intellect. We can associate with the briskness of the season, with the cool energy of pure thought. We often slow down our actions during the time in the winter as we are tucked and cozy in our homes. We have time to think as we have waited for warmer weather, when we can act upon our plans. We spend more time communicating with friends and family when we feel the desire to remain indoors, where it's warm and comfortable. If the winter is severe, we might start to feel isolated or allow our thoughts to turn towards fearful or worrying topics. More often than not, the worry is unnecessary and only takes us away from the merrier path that God, the angels, and the fairies wish to show us. We must remain positive with the assurance that the cold will eventually end and the spring will provide us with the opportunity to leap into action. In the traditional tarot, this is the suit of swords and the element of air. So all of the air signs would be involved in this, and the swords. So I'm going to read to you guys just the meaning of the Prince of Winter. It says, he moves like a flash of light. When the Prince of Winter shows up, you know that you're in for some quick action. His mind moves as fast as a sled. He can instantly access a situation, allowing him to get right to work. When he's on a mission, you may as well stand back and let him take charge, because he will, and whether you want him or not, he is idealistic, decisive, focused, and determined. He can also be a little impulsive and undiplomatic. So if the prince enters your arena and you can't get him to pause just for a moment of reflection, make sure his plan is really sound. The fairy moves swiftly through the snowy forest. He loves the thrill of the ride, but he is watching. Where is he going? Additional meaning of this card: believing strongly in your mission, fighting for justice, sudden or unexpected changes, intellectual solutions to problems. So this is like to get moving, and once you get out of your winter doldrums, to get moving. And I feel like I was kind of stuck, and I do need to get moving. And for any of you who are stuck right now, I get it. This pandemic, this quarantine has been very hard, and a lot of us needed for our souls to rest. But what this card is saying, it is time to get moving. So that was kind of the same thing in the Oracle's message. The next one is the Three of Winter. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. And that was the same message as the breakup or ending a relationship. So I'm going to read to you guys the Three of Winter out of the book. It takes great courage to face your past disappointments and allow healing to take place. Reach out to others for comfort and love. Ask God, the angels, and the fairies for clarity of understanding around all the issues pertaining to the situation. Be open to the warm embrace of compassion and forgiveness, and to the wisdom of others who have experienced what you're going through. Don't close your heart off to helpful people. By working through your sadness now, you set the stage for healing on the near term, rather than having to revisit unhappy emotions over and over. Our fairy friends are standing with the holy hawthorn tree behind them. Legends say that a tree appeared when Joseph of Arimathea, a disciple of Jesus who helped him off of the cross, placed Jesus's walking staff into the soil on a hill in Glastonbury. The staff became the holy hawthorn tree, which blossoms only on Christmas Day and Easter Day. Additional meanings: forgiving others and yourself, releasing past hurts, healing misunderstandings, growing stronger from challenging situations, being there for others in need. I feel like these are the same, it's like almost the same reading. So, okay, guys, the last one is the moon. Powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of the situation. So I am going to read to you the moon. So this is a major arcana card in this deck. The universe is sending you a message right about now about the perfect step to take. Listen to the guidance you receive in the form of intuition. Synchronistic events, symbols, and sleeping dreams. Be alert for people or situations that may not be quite what they seem. Give yourself a reading or speak to a professional or a friend who is also a psychic. Embrace the loving information you receive. It is divinely inspired. Worried is unnecessary and will only slow down your progress. There is no need to be afraid. Let go of fear. If any part of your life no longer feels right, then trust your intuition and make the necessary changes. Our fairy played a stringed instrument under the light of the crescent moon. Her reflection in the water, however, shows her playing a different instrument, indicating under the moon things are not always what they appear to be. The additional meaning of this card: psychic awareness, seeing what you didn't see before, no longer being afraid, becoming a professional intuitive or a reader, hidden information, the power of your sleeping dreams. So you guys, I feel like this message is saying for anybody who's wondering, should you start reading? Should you start playing with the cards? This is a sign for yes and go, and trust your intuition. I know for me, my intuition is never wrong, but being able to listen to it has been the hardest challenge for me, because when I listen to my intuition, I have to move. And a lot of times being able to move is really scary. But what is on the other side are people who are going to catch you. And hopefully right now, through seeing the difference between the wisdom of the oracle and the fairy, you guys can make your decision. I feel like they're very similar readings, and I love both decks. So if you are struggling or trying to decide what would be right for you right now, there's no right or wrong, whatever you're drawn to. I have a collection of all my cards. Please let me know what you think of this video. If you would like a reading from me, all my information is going to be linked in the information below. We're all on this incredible journey together. I feel like you guys that are watching are part of my soul tribe. I've been looking for you, and I will see you soon. And please leave comments, and we're gonna learn this stuff together. All right, take care. I can't wait to see you, and stay tuned.